Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the George.Daniel Podcast. I am your host, George.Daniel. And with us in the room, we have Matt and our lovely co-host, Ashely. How was everyone's weekend?
It's been chilling.
Yeah.
Good so far.
Yeah.
Hardy.
Yeah. How was your Outsidelands?
It was so fun.
It was on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was packed.
Is that the
like
end up?
Always. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so fun over there.
Yeah. Who were the DJs?
JCB, Napa, and Shivani. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah.
Shivani's hella sick. She's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then our special guest was Fern Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
We had Shadow Play was there too. Everyone came out to support. It was really fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Night.
Yeah, fucking Outsidelands weekend was a fucking movie. That shit was fucking insane. Friday night, we were there. We were at Chug Pub. We put up the sign, or not we, but Jess. She changed the sign from Chug Pub to Chug Club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah,
like
stuff.
literally, like people were seeing it, taking photos and everything. And shout out to Fabian. That fool put in work, put in days in advance, setting everything up, putting disco balls up,
Hell yeah.
doing everything, right? So shout out to him. He fucking killed it. I think we maybe recorded a day or two of it, so stay tuned for those sets. But yeah, dude, I not gonna lie, my Saturday set was insane.
Yeah.
It was also the time that I was playing and everything. I started at 10:30. It went on to I think 11:15 or something like that. We only had 45-minute sets, but that was when everyone from the
Outsidelands.
festival was in. So there was
Rushing in,
maybe I don't know 200 people, you know.
Damn, yeah.
And people were outside and just chilling, and everything. It was fucking crazy. People were jumping up and down. I got to play some unreleased tracks from some homies. I got it was just crazy. Every year that shit is insane.
Yeah.
We had tiny maracas that we were passing around.
That's
right?
so fun.
That's sick.
It was fun. But then Friday, we looked down and we're like, what's that crunching sound? It's all the maracas. So we're just stepping on that, plus the little tiny balls that are in there and shit.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck, dude. We need to stick with the mustaches next year. That shit was hella funny.
That just means everyone had a fun time at the party.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it was all 3 nights. So, literally, on Friday, I had to go back because I had work. So, and then I went to work, then went right back up to SF. Set everything up. We had a couple guest DJs. Shout out to Anthony, aka Crane. Shout out Jaggage. Shout out, and then that was pretty much it. Actually, yeah, that was it. Oh no, yeah, that was it. Yeah. But it was tight. We the last day. We had this little thing on the flyer where it's BHM, which is our Fabian, Christian, and my group chat.
Yeah.
And it's Beanhouse Mafia.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's what
So
you
it
were
was
saying.
just
Pretty sick, actually.
on Sunday,
I like
we
that.
had a DJ drop out, which honestly, not for nothing, kind of worked out best.
Yeah, so you guys had a little bit more time in your
Right.
set.
So and then it ended up just being every 30 minutes for the first 3 hours. We just kept changing and rotating, and then fucking the last hour we just went song for song.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it was just a vibe. It
Yeah.
was just a fucking, because at that point it's the end of the weekend. Everyone's a fucking zombie at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
your
everyone,
body's still going, but you're in your head, you're
and the people who are standing are the people who are those are
Messed
those are the
Yeah.
ones.
Those
Those
are
are
the
the ones.
homies.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, shout out to everyone who works at Chug Pub. Shout out to everyone who showed up. Shout out to all the DJs. Shout out to Tequila because that definitely kept the fucking night going for sure. And shout out to the bathroom breaks, man. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to all those, man.
So much liquid.
That shit was crazy though. Yeah, by the end of the weekend, I had I'm also not that guy to be running around being oh, here's my Instagram, da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know, so just organically, I gained 20 followers. You know, which is not a lot and blah blah blah, and I get that,
not
and,
bad.
whatever. But for not
That's a good
saying
amount.
anything, for
Yeah.
not saying anything and just running around, that
People
was really
come
cool.
up to you, right?
Yeah, but even then, I'm just oh, my name's Danny. I never introduced myself as George.
Yeah.
No, I'm a huge, if you see me behind the deck, sure, I'll be George. If you see me right here, sure, I'm George. But like, I'm a civilian when I'm
civilian.
when I'm dancing. Hell no, I'm a civilian. Don't look at me. You know, I threw on the shades, dude. It was over.
You become a different person.
Yeah. I'm incognito, man. Don't fucking disturb me.
God.
But yeah, dude, it was so much fun. I maybe slept a total of like 4 hours all weekend.
Fuck, dude, that's so hard.
Yeah,
because then you have to like recoup the next day, but you have work or what?
A Monday I had it completely off, but I didn't go to
good.
sleep until 7 Monday morning, and then I napped for 2 hours, and then I woke up on my boy's couch and was like, I'm just gonna drive home and just do this at home.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
just mustered up the energy and just fucking skedaddled. But yeah, that was fucking crazy. But yeah, speaking of Outsidelands, fucking Outsidelands weekend, I didn't go to the festival, but from what everything I hear was fucking crazy. It was, the sets were really cool. Kendrick was obviously the star of the night or the weekend.
Yeah. He looked like he had a really good set.
And then he did the whole Taylor Swift thing where he played like a little bit of all his albums, which was really cool. And then he also had a live band and also used a DJ.
No Vacation was there too.
Yeah.
You know who No Vacation was?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of really good people there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any videos for the Foo Fighters though. I have to check.
That's right. I forgot.
I heard them play. I think it was the Full House theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What?
they played that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're like in SF.
You actually went to Outsidelands too?
No, but you can hear.
Oh, but you were right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
okay.
hear it
You
That's
can
cool.
hear it. And yeah, I think that was the song that was playing. It was them.
Okay.
I was like, all right. I'm like, I get it. We're in San Francisco, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Shout out to what's his name, Mike Grohl.
Yeah, Mike Grohl.
Dave
Yeah,
Grohl.
Or Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Mike Grohl.
Yeah, whatever.
How dare I? How
I live
dare
on
I?
3rd Street, and there's this guy that runs every single day. Rain or shine, doesn't matter. And me and Jacob have a joke. We're like, oh, there's Dave Grohl.
Oh, he looks like him?
He looks just like him.
That's hella funny. He just has the goatee and the long hair.
Yeah, but also, I don't know if you guys know who Dr. Disrespect is.
No.
He's like a
No.
YouTuber who, he games on YouTube. He plays like Call of Duty and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always arguing with Jacob, like, no, I think he kind of looks a little bit more like Dr. Disrespect. You guys have to look up. Shout out Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, but fucking, and then also fucking Outsidelands weekend. I mean, R.I.P. But like they found a fucking body in a body
In a
bag.
bag, yeah.
In a body bag in Golden State Park.
And it wasn't anyone that was going to the festival. It
Yeah.
was a dog walker. Could you imagine, like, walking your dog and be like, oh, it smells kind of funny over here, and your dog's, like, pulling you towards it, and you're like, what the, oh, that's the fucking dead body. Like,
Yeah.
it's so unfortunate. And she was, like, a 37-year-old woman. Like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
The body? Was it
Yeah.
37-year-old?
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't really deep dive into it too much, but I mean, you can only really imagine, right? I just, like
Yeah, but, like, it's weird how that came up because it happens all the time.
at Golden Gate.
Yeah.
I mean,
'cause Golden Gate Park is bigger than Central Park.
Yeah.
And
it's
like
huge.
there's just so many bodies that are always found like in the water over there all the time. Like I remember people telling me a long time ago, like, what do you do? Don't ever touch that water. Like, don't ever get in there. You know how they do the swan things?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like tainted by it because they find bodies in the water all the time.
Well, there's also like homeless camps out there and shit,
Yeah.
you know. So like, there's like some you know crazy shit, you know, some
Sketchy ass
underground
shit.
shit that happens, and it's San Francisco, you know. So like at night, like it's the unhoused people's fucking land at that point.
Yeah.
You know.
During the day too.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It is
Yeah.
their land.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part during the day, it's like pretty like all right, you know. Like it's not like bad. They're just like either waking up from their like
Bender from the night
yeah, from their
before.
bender from the night before, or they're just like straight feeding, and they're just zombies running around trying to get their shit.
It's crazy. I used to work in Union Square, across the street from Neiman Marcus, and they closed my job there because it was so scary to work there. Like, we had really high-end clients coming in,
Yeah.
and we were like, we're done because 2 people got stabbed, and 1 person got shot at our doorstep.
Damn.
And we're like at this big building, like this big brick building. You take this scary-ass elevator up like 12 stories. And we're like, we can't do this anymore because parking
Yeah.
is so far away. I've seen so many people shit in a garbage can in Bloomingdale.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't, dude. San Francisco to me, like I said, I would never really want to live there outside of necessity,
Yeah.
right? So like if like for whatever reason it would make sense to like pick up and go over there, then and then sure I'll do it for like 2 years max. But like
I did it for 2 months.
It does not. It does not seem fun.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Parking seems ass. You're living like you're. Yes, you have your own little like townhouse or whatever, but you have like 4 roommates, and so you're still living on top of one another, and like for what? For each one paying like $1,000 plus, you know,
yeah.
And it's just like fuck that.
I had a 1-bedroom and it was $2,500 and then $500 for parking. For one parking.
For parking a month?
Mm-hmm. And then it was right on Powell and like Broadway. And you know how the train would come down?
Yeah.
I still have nightmares waking up where like I'm in my head like, oh my God, the whole apartment is shaking because it'll wake me up. But I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm out of that. I'm away from that place. You know?
I live next to the train, so it kind of soothes me nowadays.
Yeah, I couldn't get used to it though.
Yeah, yeah. I've lived next to the train for like ever.
The light rail or like the
train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That I feel like you can get used to that because it's like childhood.
Oh yeah, and it comes every 15 minutes versus like in San Francisco it goes like every like 10 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Or not even
it
like
might be.
Yeah, I mean the Caltrain's every 30 minutes more so.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. Just imagine you're just okay. I don't know what happened with that body or whatever, but I'm assuming it's someone who went to the festival.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, it was. It had nothing to do with the festival.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank God. Because that would scare so many people like away from it. I mean, already so many people are afraid of the city.
Yeah.
But like, no, it wasn't anybody that went to the festival.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think that they thought that it was like, oh, it's such a high traffic space right now that like I'm gonna come over here and drop this off and like nobody's gonna notice because there's so many people like paying attention to other shit. Everyone's on fucking coke and ketamine.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking yeah, this whole weekend, dude, like everyone was either I mean, like mainly like actually no. I saw so many people doing some like old school ass drugs. Like people were running around doing poppers. People were running around doing ecstasy again.
What are poppers? Well, ecstasy's not old.
But like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like everyone's nowadays is just like back on Adderall, Coke, and ketamine. Right?
Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
Like those are the party drugs nowadays, or mushrooms, right?
I love me some mushrooms.
I love me some mushrooms too, but like I was DJing and I can't DJ on mushrooms. I took like half.
That sounds crazy.
I took like half a.
You're like,
no, it's insane. I took like half a point of sass over the weekend on Sunday, and like literally like I was like I'm not feeling anything, you know, and I was like damn, like oh well, like that was fun, I guess, you know, for whatever it was. And then next thing you know, I said that and immediately palms sweaty. Just immediately, just like, oh my God. And I'm just in there and I'm just like closing my eyes while I'm DJing. And I'm just like really, really into it.
Oh shit. What is that, sass?
It's like Molly.
Oh,
it's like pure Molly.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like moon rocks are like pure Molly too.
Yeah. I think they're the same thing.
Okay.
I think they're the same thing.
Moon rocks now?
Sass? Yeah. And
no. Well, they use that as a name for ecstasy now? Moon rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's weird. That's like weed,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
The first time someone offered me that, I was like, I got moon rocks right here. And then they're like, no, you don't have this kind. And they open up a baggie. I was like, those look like rocks. Are you sure that's Molly?
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's sass. It's pure, like, it's just pure MDMA, essentially.
What is it like?
Okay.
Like a rock, too?
I wasn't really paying attention. I was like a little already a little sauced up, you know. Like not gonna lie, they just told me here, and I said all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. It just went on with the night, but yeah, dude, fucking Outsidelands weekend. That shit was a blast. Shout out to everyone who pulled up. Yeah, dude, I literally on Saturday's set. I was trying to download more songs like when I got there, but then all of a sudden everyone started showing up, so I just unplugged my USB.
Oh shit, no!
And then so like it didn't have all
right?
it was corrupt, so it didn't have all my songs.
Yeah.
So I was using playlists from like 2020, 2019.
I bet that was fire though.
But like because like it was a vibe because nobody heard those songs that entire weekend.
Yeah.
At all. People were like, oh, what's the name of this song? And I was like, dude, this song has been out for like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
You know? So that was really cool. And it worked out perfectly because then the next day I had a whole 2 playlists worth of songs that I hadn't touched at all. So like it was just like it was completely brand new sets and everything. And yeah, it was just fucking sick. I'm gonna have like disposables and everything from the night. So that was really cool.
I love when you do that. Yeah. I don't know anybody else that brings a disposable camera.
Yeah, because everyone. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It's easier to buy a digital camera. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
And then,
but
so then you have it forever.
Better, like,
for me, it's so I can get the physicals.
It captures the moment. That's like so different, and I love like everyone's face all bright, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
I probably have maybe like 20 like film rolls worth of photos.
Yeah.
So like whatever. Do the math, I guess. Like fucking.
How many are on it? Like 30, 40?
18 photos per. So, like, fucking
I'm
a
not
lot.
doing the math.
Fucking 320 photos.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Damn, quick math out here, dude. No, fucking hell yeah, dude.
Me. I'm not about that math life.
Yeah.
I
honestly don't even know if that's true. If that's right. I mean, but it has to be, right? Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be. Sounds right.
Yeah. It has to be.
Oh, my God.
But
Outsidelands was so dope.
Yeah. Also, Justin J didn't pull up. Fuck you, man. Just kidding. I fucking love you and respect you so much, sir. You are a goat. You are a god. But yeah, no, Justin J didn't pull up.
Was that Sunday?
It was supposed to be on Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Saturday. But like his after hour situation. Excuse me. Oh, no. His Outsidelands situation got canceled.
Oh, was he in the tent?
He was in the tent, and the tent broke. And
he probably left early. And
no, he played his set the next day, but at a different stage.
Oh.
So, yeah, that happened. And then he ended up doing another after hours somewhere else in the city, of course. But, yeah. It's unfortunate, but it fucking worked out either way. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm always like nervous for that to happen, but I feel like every time it does happen, it works out. It works out totally fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the DJs that you have put on already get a little bit extra time, so they get more exposure, and like that makes me feel good to know that like I hired these DJs and they weren't going to be put on at a certain time, and then now they're like, oh, like this was a great time to be put on because there were so many people. You know, like. Yeah.
Selfishly.
You're like,
I don't want to say fucking, DJ Texas Justin J.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's just me, like, just crossing some other shit off, because that would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
But
next time. There's
next time. Always next time. Are you thinking about going to Portola at all?
We've been talking about it, but I don't know when it is. Is it this month?
It's this month. I think it's like, maybe next month, actually.
I don't know, because next month we're going to Crossed. And I'm very loyal to Cross, my Cross family.
Yeah, Cross seems fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then we're planning my son's first birthday party, and I'm just like...
When is his first birthday?
It's on the 19th. It's the day after Jacob's birthday.
Damn, that's crazy. But it's kind of tight. Makes it easy for the fam.
Yeah. So we're going to have his birthday the weekend before, and then we'll go to Cross the weekend after, which always works out really well when we go over there, because just have so much fun.
Yeah, I want to go to Cross, so maybe next year I'll be there. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking, dude, yeah. After this week, fucking, or not this week, but the following week, I'm gonna be at Vegas and shit.
That's right.
I'm just like, I don't.
Do you have your outfits picked out?
Apparently we get there and that's supposed to be our debauchery day.
And that's
so we get there. I land maybe at like 3-ish. Yeah. I leave around like 1:10 or something like that. So yeah, not even. I'll probably land there at like 2.
You've been to Vegas or no?
I've been to Vegas, but not as a 20-something.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Did you go with like your family and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was like kind of mid.
I took my sister. Kind of mid.
Yeah.
I took my sister for her 21st birthday because like I think my 21st birthday was just kind of shit. But I took my sister because I was like, this would be so cool if someone would have done this for me. We had a ton of fun, but like I feel like so many situations going like with just a group of girls, it's so fucking sketch. It's terrifying.
What do you mean?
Like, do you ever? I mean, I'm a girl. I'm sure you guys probably do it a little bit too, but like all I do is watch murder mystery shit, like fucking Bailey's Hair, all the shit, right?
Right.
And so I'm very hypersensitive about like my surroundings. My dad's always taught me to like always make sure you're looking around, and there's just so many things going on with like traffickers and murders that we hear about now. Like before we didn't hear about them because we didn't have so much social media, but now it's just everywhere. So like I told my friend, I was like, I think it's hella sketch to use Uber out there, and she was like, no, it's fine, it's just Uber, da 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 da. And I'm like, can you just do me a favor? Like, I'll pay for it if you just use Lyft. And, like, if you don't want to do it on your phone, like, I'll do it on my phone. It's whatever. She fucking books an Uber anyways without telling me. You know, we do our stuff, we drink our drinks, and we're, like, on our way downstairs. And I look outside, and I was like, there's no way that we're getting picked up in this old-ass car. Because you know how Lyft has, like, you can get picked up in a car, but it's, like, it has to be a certain year. There's, like, a cutoff.
Yeah.
This car was, like, some fucking... maybe 1999, 1997, like Ford truck, and we get into the fucking car, and the guy's like hella quiet, and he was like, "You guys looking to have a good time?" And I was like, "Okay, fucker, like I'm not trying to talk to you right now." And then like the trunk was just like, there was like shit back there that was hella questionable, and I was like, "This motherfucker's gonna murder us. I'm scared." And I feel like it's, like, I have that mom gene. Like, it was way before I was a mom. But, like, I've been taking care of my sister for a long time. And it just fucking clicked. And I feel like I sobered up. I didn't feel that line that I had just I was just like, what's going on right now? And I start to GPS. And, like, I'm going. We're all going. And he's like, so where are you guys going? You guys going to party? You're going to get fucked up? And I was like, no, right now we're going downtown to go shopping for, like, souvenirs for our parents. No, you're not. You're going to go get drunk. You guys are going to go be sluts. Like, he was talking to us like this. And I'm like, literally, you're one guy and there's 3 girls in here. And you don't even fucking know me? I live on the east side right now, motherfucker. You know? Like, so I'm just like, no, like, wait, you guys, you passed the exit. You passed the exit. No, I didn't. No, like, you're literally taking us into the desert right now. And he was like, no, I'm not. I just missed an exit. And I was like, he missed it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times. And I stood up, like, in my seat and went, like, over into it. And I was like, you need to fucking turn us around right now and take us where we need to go. Because I swear to God, if you try to do anything, like, to have to, like, do something like that on a fun birthday, like, trip.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I hang out with, like, especially, I'm most comfortable around girls. So I was always the one dude in a group full of, like, 4 or 5 girls. So, like, I think that's where, like, the protective side of me comes from, where, like, I'm obviously not going to protect you completely.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I can deflect.
You can't put your whole self into the situation where you're going to get off.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. And it's just, like, that, like, having a dude come up, like, is one of 2 ways. It always either, like, adds gas to the fire, you know, where, like, all of a sudden, if you see me come up, like, sometimes my girl, like, the girls that I'm with, that will gas them up because they feel like, oh, now there's like a buffer. There's a buffer, right? So like all of a sudden girls will be like, they'll be like, yeah, bitch, like da 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 da, and I'll be like, dude, I'm gonna get killed here.
Yeah, like, this guy's like 2 times your height.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
No, that's fucked up.
But and then also like if I come along, and the girls understand that like I'm there to like help the entire situation. Yeah, it will completely just dwindle everything. And just dissolve the situation.
That's good.
But like, yeah, it always depends on how faded they are, right?
The girls.
Like, girls will
because
put dudes in the most uncomfortable situations.
Not all girls, though.
Not all girls. Not all girls. But like at the same time, it's just like, dude, like you girls sometimes don't realize that they put guys in situations where like you're testing their like manhood and masculinity, in public, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So it's just like now what?
Spotlight is on them.
Now what? Because now all of a sudden it's just like now it's me and this dude, you know, who's fucking has some trauma that he hasn't, that he hasn't fucking dealt with, you know, and I'm just his punching bag at that point, you know.
That would suck.
Yeah, that's honestly, most fights that I see in San Jose.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah.
Okay. How many? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I've been in like maybe like 4 fights. I've maybe
Okay.
won maybe 2 solid ones. I know I won.
Yeah.
But the other one, the other one was like a group brawl.
I've been in that
Damn.
too. Music in the park or what?
No, we were just
Someone's got a good story over there.
I've got a few.
But like, no, we were just at some like house party, and some norteño thought we called the cops on them. I'm like, bitch, we're having a party too.
Dude,
like,
yeah,
you think
yeah.
we're gonna make the block hot? Like,
Oh
no,
my
you
God.
fucking idiot, you know. But I probably shouldn't call him an idiot. You know?
Yeah,
And then
no,
boom, he
he
stalks
watches
me.
this.
Yeah. I mean, dude, what's good? We're homies. Dude. I'm on your side.
Shit. That sucks. Like
Yeah.
about parties and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been, yeah, and especially East Side, you know, like all of a sudden you talk to the wrong girl, it's like it's homegirls, friends,
Oh my
girl that
God.
the homeboy's talking to.
And he
so,
comes up out of
yeah,
nowhere,
and
just
then
pulls up to
he's
the party.
fucking just came back from the car and he's all fucking yacked out. And, you know,
Yep.
pulls out a gun. And you're like, oh,
Yeah. How many parties have we been to where fucking guns have been pulled, dude?
Dude,
I was at like 3 of them, and I left before it happened. But then I get a text message like, dude, someone just pulled a fucking gun. Like everybody's running, and I see people running past my car as I'm driving away. Like, oh my god.
just like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally like,
Nothing
and it
is
would always
that
become at
important.
the most inconvenient time when I'm fucking running the table in BP. You know, I got these fucking homeboys and they're fucking, you know, some of them fucking trolling under the table, drinking their shit, and I'm out here in my skinny jeans and my flannel and shit. You know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, give me that. Dude.
Yeah.
And they can't say shit because you know, like I got that thing on me. You know.
Fucking rules of the game, homie.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's not my fault. You said house rules. This is your house. You know,
Get under the
like
fucking table.
get good or
Get
fucking
under the table.
get good or don't play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
fucking
God.
yeah, that was the one time where like being like a white boy kind of like paid off. Like playing like all those like drinking games because like Flip Cup, Rage Cage,
Yeah.
fucking
Which
King's
one's
Cup.
Rage Cage again? King's
Rage-
Cup was fucked up.
Yeah,
Oh my
King's
god.
Cup is
That's the worst.
disgusting.
You don't know how many times I had to drink that. Jacob
Oh.
drank it for me like 2 times, and I
Really?
was like, literally, I can't let you do this again. This
One
is
time-
terrible for you.
One time we were like house hopping or like house party hopping or whatever,
Yeah.
and on like the second or third house that we went to, they started a game of Rage Cage, and we just got there, so I'm like, I'm gonna fucking play, you know, I'm already kind of faded, right? And then I end up losing, so I'm like, fuck it, you know, there's like, someone added like an extra 2 shots of like Jaeger or some shit, and like,
Oh.
yeah, it was just bad, and then
Oh, I can taste
I was
it.
like, I looked like literally like my it was like one of those like like the way that my Arjun explains it, he explains it like a movie where he's like talking to a girl and then like blah blah blah, and then he just hears a big roar and he looks over and it's just like me just like fucking downing the fucking
Oh
the
my
King's
God.
Cup, like a loser, and he's just looking at it like this is gonna end up like a disaster, right? Then like maybe like 15 minutes go on, do we start playing another game? I lose that game.
Oh shit!
Then
By
now-
this point, you don't even remember.
By
losing or
this
winning.
point, I kill it, and then I'm like, I need to go outside. You know, just get some fresh
Launch
air.
it everywhere,
Just go
projectile.
outside. I'm like in between like 2 cars. Like I'm like in between 2 cars, sitting on the curb, just yakking and yakking and yakking. And then
shit.
cops start coming and everything, and I'm just like, I just like look at everyone. I'm like, just leave me. Just
Oh my
leave
God,
me.
no.
Save yourselves.
How old were you?
I was maybe like.
Wait, don't incriminate yourself.
I was young. I was young, but it was a fucking crazy ass time.
That's how we learn our limits, fellas.
Yeah, you gotta learn. You gotta live and you learn. Live and you
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
Or just fucking listen to your elders so you don't make the same mistakes.
Damn, I used to take like 7 shots, and I'd be like, I'm feeling buzzed now.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Now I'm like 2 beers in, like, you know.
I kind of like it. I like that with weed. Weed, like
Yeah.
now I get hella high. Like
I take one puff and I'll be
hella high. To the point where sometimes I'm like completely disassociated. I'll be at work. And I've been doing this fun thing
Yeah.
where like I'll take like 3 snaps before work, and lately I've been getting real ballsy and adding keef on top of the snaps.
Oh, shit, yep.
So like next thing you know, I'm like at work, and then they're all like, "Oh, like I'm a barista or whatever." So like I'll be like steaming, and they're like, "Oh, whole milk," and I'll just be doing shit like, but not paying attention, right? So
It
I'll
just
grab
happens.
like they'll say whole milk, I'll grab oat milk. Or like make it with almond milk, or it was supposed to be iced and I'm making it hot.
You're on
and
autopilot,
just
but
like
doing it
on
all
like
opposite.
just doing shit just to do shit, you know. And they're like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, I'm like, do you want to? I'll hop on Reg. Let me, I can at that point I can be a silly goose with the customers, But I'm just like, I keep fucking up drinks.
The register at the end of the night is like $50 under.
I
know. $50 over. He's putting his tips in there.
Yeah, I'm like stealing people's money and shit.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
What's the worst thing that you stolen for work?
Stole? Oh my god, really?
Dang.
Damn. Probably a pair of shoes.
A whole pair of shoes?
Yes, I used to work at a thrift store.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Mind you, let me tell you, I've never stolen anything in my life.
Except for all the things I'm about to tell you.
Exactly. So my reasoning is,
I needed that shit.
I wanted it better. I'm just kidding. No, it's like they would have us go in, right? And there was like green days, black days where we had to wear like certain things. And they're like, well, if you don't have it, just like take it off the shelf. Mm-hmm. So I would, whatever. You take it off the shelf, where are you supposed to put it back at the end of the night?
Is that like Crossroads or something?
No, because I think you get like in a lot of trouble at Crossroads. It was,
I mean, yeah, we probably bleep it out, I guess.
Please do.
Yeah.
So like, basically,
I forget that this is like a public forum.
I know, right? And I thought about it, and then I said it.
Dude,
blew my mouth out.
Dude, after watching last week's episode, I'm like,
it was so good.
Oh, dude, I know, man.
Dude, I was like, all right. Well,
like,
I'm not ashamed of what I said. I am a little embarrassed that I'm just like I'm more embarrassed of how willing and just word vomit I am of like just things that I should probably keep private.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, it's okay to be like that though, right?
Oh, for me, like personally, and I do this even with my coworkers. I do this with anyone I meet. I'll give you all the bullshit up front, and I'll let you decide whether or not you want to stick around.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For this like content type of thing, I think it works out because everyone wants to see the train wreck.
Mm-hmm. One day he's gonna be shaving his head all bald.
But I mean, yeah, no, honestly, have my Britney moment.
Yeah,
Dude,
I've had one.
Yeah, dude, honestly, yeah, I'm waiting for it. But it's either that or what was I saying? Oh, like the whole word vomit thing. Like I kind of am embarrassed about that, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to just kind of just let it all out.
It feels good for your person to like say it out
individually.
Loud.
Individually, it's good to just kind of let it out and then know that like some people may hear it and
some people have probably also had similar situations, and what if they've treated them differently and didn't know what the fuck they were doing wrong in that situation? So like, think about it as you've helped somebody, or eventually when it reaches that person.
But I'm not a life coach. I'm not a teacher.
No, yeah.
Don't, dude, I be dropping gems, and I do be dropping gems, but that doesn't mean that I follow it all the time. You know what I mean? I'm still human.
We're all learning. We're all fucking learning.
Yeah, I'm still waiting, honestly, I'm waiting for some responses.
So am I. You better text me.
It's like, I'm like, there's a couple of clips that we haven't posted necessarily, just because I don't know if like the other person would be mad.
Oh
yeah.
And like I'm gonna just hold off until.
Just keep them in the box for a second.
I mean, it's not like they can't watch it.
No,
I just haven't posted a clip.
Yeah.
Just singled out that one moment. But
I do want to say why it wasn't like really stealing it. So my husband had bought me like $270 jacket, and I put it under the register, and I told everyone at the front, I was like, hey dudes, everybody, please don't put my jacket out on the floor, because these motherfuckers are known to like re-tag some shit and put it on the floor. Someone re-tagged my jacket, put it on the floor, and sold it. I wore it one time. So then I was like, fuck that. I'm going to steal $270 worth of shit.
Just got your shit back, yo.
So I did.
Hell yeah.
I mean, at that point, you got to get your credit back, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But other than that, I've never stolen anything.
Yeah. I've never stolen anything that would hurt anyone. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like it's never like at Phil's, it was always just giving coffee away. stealing pastries.
Yeah, I used
taking
to do
things
this. Oh, that
like,
is stealing too.
You know, just like taking even, dude. Honestly, even when I was living on my own, like stealing toilet paper. You know, just like little things. Like, dude. I mean, these are like $15-$20 that I can save that I can buy on a sack, you know, or gas, you know, like.
Well, when you put it that way,
you know what I mean. I'm just like, dude,
you're helping out the drug dealer.
Yeah, like
Who doesn't steal toilet paper
you
from
know,
the hotel?
Hotel.
Maybe
Maybe I
everywhere.
don't say it enough hotels. Yeah, I don't be living that lavish lifestyle.
Oh my god! But when you go to like a festival or something.
No, yeah.
Okay.
But usually, as of late, we've been staying in Airbnbs. Airbnbs have been really fun.
Mm-hmm. It's good for a good amount of people.
Yeah. We usually go like
party
6 people plus.
Yeah.
So it ends up being like nice. But sometimes the Airbnbs, they be tricking you. They show you a nice picture of the house, and all of a sudden you go to the street, and there's fucking homeless people all over the place. It's gated and everything.
I have a crazy story about that. Oh my god! So me and one of my very best friends, she was like, "Let's go to the makeup show in LA," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So we were like, "Oh, should we stay in hotels?" Waited too long for that. The hotels were like fucking ridiculously expensive. So I checked out Airbnb and I booked 2 different ones. One, we had like a really cute room in the fucking ghetto, but we had parking and it was like gated and everything. So it was like totally cool when you get in the room and lock it, whatever.
Right.
We had our 2 beds, had fun there. Then, like, to make it cheaper, we switched to another one. My fucking bad. It was like we show up, this house is beautiful, like a Victorian house, like in a really nice area. Walk up the gate, get the key to it, and when you walk in, it's, you know, Victorian houses are like separated where there's apartments in each of them. So it's like a communal home type thing. And I guess there was like 15 to 20 rooms. And they didn't say how big the rooms were. Like, it made it seem like it was like maybe a room like this size, like a fairly sized room. The room was like from fucking here to the wall, with the bed filling up the whole room. The only place you had to put your fucking luggage was like behind the door. You know how like the door will be, there's a fucking triangle right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're like, you know what, whatever, we're saving hella money on this room. We're going to be out every night, not giving a shit about this, whatever. So we went out that night and I got so fucked up. We came back and I was like holding it in, you know, holding it back the whole time. She's like talking to me, you know, girls, everybody gets all drunk and they like start telling their life stories. And I was
So
I was
salivating and shit.
I gotta go, you know. So I ran up to the bathroom, which like there wasn't that many people in there in the daytime. And I get to the bathroom and someone's in there and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna throw up and I'm gonna end up having to swallow this shit. I'm not gonna, like, I was not having a good time. And then the bathroom door opens and this butt-ass naked guy is standing there like, hey, what's going on? And he goes to shake my hand. And I was like, yo, dude, like, I'm gonna throw up on you right now. Go in there, throw up, clean up and everything. And I come out and I go to the kitchen to get some water. He's fucking chilling butt-ass naked on the stool. Some other girl comes out butt-ass naked. Another person comes out butt-ass naked. I was like, where did I get an Airbnb at?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, they were hella cool. Like, we had a great conversation.
Well, yeah, dude, they have zero inhibition or fucking sense of, like, you know, social cues.
They were not aware of what was going on or so. Oh my God, it was crazy.
That's fucking insane.
Damn,
yeah,
that's
honestly.
fucking crazy.
Like,
I didn't even rate them bad, though, because they were so nice. Like, what were you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at that point, like, you're in their environment, right? If it's one person, that's weird. If
That's
it's
what I
two
thought.
people, then it's like a party.
Maybe they were
But it's like,
fucking.
yeah. If it's two people, then it's like maybe they're together, right? But
Yeah.
if 3 people, you're just like, all right, I'm in your space.
Yep.
This is a
You
community.
guys, I'm the only one that you can't see my nipples. All right, you know, like, that's a problem.
Full-on ball sack, dude. I was just
Dude,
like,
that's crazy.
look at his face. You know?
Yeah. We went like one time. We went to like a nudist colony.
What? Where?
But they were having like it was up in like the Gilroy Santa Cruz Mountains.
Yeah. Okay.
The Lupin Lodge.
Okay.
Yeah. But they used to hold a bunch of events out there. Mm-hmm. So we went out there. We took some Molly. We did all these. You know, we were having a good time and everything. For the most part, 60 to 80% of the party, maybe for the most part, had clothes on. And then
Gets later in the night.
later in the night, you're just like, oh, the fucking freaks. I think maybe also like people started like being like their drugs started kicking in or whatever. Their walls started coming out, you know,
hot.
just like whatever, you know. But it's still, I was just like, that was the first time where I was on mushrooms, I was like rolling or whatever, and I'm just like there, just like running around.
The first
like,
time Danny was naked in public.
No. Dude, honestly, I'm not afraid to be naked in public. I don't really care about my body. That's not really, you know, like something that I'm like ashamed of or anything.
As none of us should be.
Right. But like the being naked part isn't the weird part. It's the fact that like if it's not more than half, then I'm uncomfortable. Right? Like in any situation.
What do you mean, like more than half of the people around
like
you?
Like if you're at a party, right, and if you're at a family function, right, and like if more than half of the people aren't drinking or whatever, you feel weird drinking.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The same way that like if more than half of the people aren't naked, then you feel weird, right?
Yeah.
For you, the first instant of someone being naked at that house was a 50-50 thing where you're
I was like, oh no, this guy
you know, like
yeah.
what's the dynamic? And the next thing you know, like all of a sudden you were the odd one out, and you're like, maybe I'm the weirdo.
There's something wrong with
me. like you start wiping off the throw up off your mouth and whatever, and you're like, all right, well, like, you know, but
we're comfortable here. We're all friends. Yeah,
one of those things. But yeah, it was like even like in certain circumstances where like let's say you're the like with me and most of my social interactions, it's what can I say? You know, like how far can I take it? Because the people who know me when I'm with my people, like I'm gonna say some chicaterish shit, and it's gonna be kind of like, you know, like I don't say a lot, but when I do, all of a sudden you're like, why would you bring up the Nazis? You know,
dude. Yeah, my friend told me the other day we were eating, and she was like, "You say some fucking out of pocket shit." She was like, "Oh, I like to get first class when I travel alone because I want to be alone and have room, whatever."
Right.
And I was like, "No, fuck that, because I don't want to sit in the front of the plane." And she was like, "Yeah, but you get more room in the front of the plane." And Jacob was like, "Yeah, and usually when the plane crashes, like the people in the front die." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'd rather see everyone else die first." And she was like, "You're hella out of pocket, bitch."
That's fucking crazy. The moment you said first class and like being in front of the plane, the only thing that was like in my head was, you're like, dead. Bitch, you're dead. Like, dude, I've seen the videos when they're like, they crash planes. It's like the pilots in first class are like this, and everyone is just sliding in, just like coasting. I'm like, I'd rather be in the back of the plane, you know, with the pores, as they say. You know,
I don't care. I'll sit there.
I'll be with my people. That's fine.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, I do want to experience the first class like thing at one point. It's like, you know. But it needs to be
certain airlines are
longer than a 6-hour flight.
Yeah. Like when you can completely lay down, you have your own little pod area.
I
basically.
Want to do that.
That was amazing to Hawaii. But I've had first class where it's just a bigger seat and a TV, and it's like nothing. I was like, why do we pay extra for this shit?
Yeah.
But I want to experience that like real like Emirates or whatever type shit, dude. You know,
that shit looks crazy.
People are wearing hijabs and bringing you shots and shit. You're like, damn, dude, this is.
To like Dubai and stuff.
They have like hotels on planes and shit.
They do.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, or
it's
like
crazy.
when they give
rooms.
you like, I was looking at flights and stuff, and they give you like the stand-up option where you can go to a lounge. When you do like business or first class, they have like a little bar.
So the whole flight you'll just be chilling.
No,
before, right?
Like or like during the flight when you can like kind of like you're just chilling.
What?
You can go up until like they have like
How big is this plane?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how like it like, you know, do you remember Snakes on a Plane?
Yeah. Fuck that, because I hate snakes and I hate planes.
Okay. Boom.
I hate flying too.
It's real life shit right there.
But okay, so like in that movie they have like 2 stories on a plane.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
It's like the Caltrain.
Yeah.
But
no,
not.
Wait, yeah. Like it's like the Caltrain, but also like there's levels to this shit, right? Like a first class is up there, business is up front, but on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And it's just like that was the first time where I'm like, do planes really be doing that shit? Like
they do.
That's
yeah.
great. I've never been on a flight like that.
It just amazes me how that giant thing can just be in the sky.
Dude, planes trip me the fuck out. I understand.
Me, dude.
I understand laws of motion. I understand laws of gravity.
Yeah.
I understand inertia. And all that shit. But still, a hunk. The same way that boats freak me out. Something that's like 4 or 5 tons
yeah.
just floating. I'm like, bitch, how?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, do you get seasick?
No, I don't get motion sickness at all. Yeah, yeah. I
don't
probably like I don't. Maybe I was rocked around like as a baby a lot, and like whatever.
You're in a Mexican family.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly. Like loud music actually puts me to sleep because I'm so used to like going to sleep at quinceañeras in between 2 chairs or whatever.
When I was in middle school, I used to listen to metal music to go to bed.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but like I did.
Yeah.
I did.
When I was a kid, I used to like. This was before iPods and everything. Like I had like a little stereo.
Mm-hmm.
And I would literally on my bed have that big ass stereo, and I would have it on like level like 3 just so I can have something.
Yeah.
It wasn't loud at all, but like I can hear it.
Yeah.
And I would just listen to the radio and everything. But yeah, I would listen. Dude, honestly, shout out to my sister.
Boombox.
Yeah, shout out to my sister putting up with my shit, dude.
Hey.
Like I remember like this was maybe like a very wholesome, cute memory or whatever.
He's all tee.
But me and my sister would play this game where we had like a curtain separating like our half of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And we would play this game where it was like, I'm going to like beatbox, hum, or whistle a song. And then you try to guess what song it is. And we would just keep doing that back and forth for like maybe like 2 hours. And we would just do that. I don't think at any given point we guessed the right correct song. Like just like either like I was going real intricate and like doing like the highs where I should have been doing the bass or whatever. Like rather than doing like the Michael Jackson like do 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 like I would be like
Yeah. I hope she gets that one though.
I mean, yeah, eventually, but like, just be like little things like that where we'd be so off. Like I'd be singing like a Mexican song and she'd be like, "Oh, is that Rihanna?" And be like, "No, dude, that's fucking Pancho Barraza." She's like, "How?"
Goodies
like,
by Sierra. Oh my god.
How?
But that does show how like so many different genres are like the same. Like techno. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that video on Instagram where like people are hella dancing techno and then they put like
cumbias or whatever.
Yeah, and it's the same fucking
well, yeah, just
beat.
BPM. Mm-hmm. It's BPM at that point. That's why like right now like I think shout out to them too. Shout out to like all these people doing the Latin house thing. People are starting to sample a bunch of these like salsa, merengue, like bachata songs because they're typically a faster beat PM, but they're not super quick. They're like at 135. So if you slow them down to like 130, you can play with them a little bit.
Yeah.
So just seeing all that is kind of like, and seeing how they're utilizing that and using it for like people like us. Has been really cool.
It is cool. Dem 2's going off.
Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
And they're nice people. There's like a lot of DJs around here that like make music that can be good, but like Dem 2, they're cool ass people. Yeah. Them and 96 Vibe.
They just had a show this weekend on Sunday at Aurora. They did
Aura.
Aura? Is that what it's
Aura.
Aurora, whatever the fuck it's called.
Aurora Borealis.
But it was for the day party. Shout out to Born Dirty, Dem 2, Chongo, Tao. Fuck, I'm forgetting someone else who I should definitely know. Cardo. Shout out to Cardo. That's. I wish would have made it, but I have work, so shmeh. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. But yeah, Born Dirty is fucking crazy. They had a show, Dem 2, Born Dirty, and Vibe 96. They had a show out in Sacramento at Lowbrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was maybe like 6 months ago or so. And
we went and saw them. We went and saw Dem 2, 96 Vibe, and Kofla at the Aura show, the last one that they had.
Oh, okay.
Kofla's fucking awesome. Yeah, he's a really nice guy,
he's
too.
He's from Miami, I think, right?
I
or
think
Florida
so.
or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He's really cool. I took dude, honestly, one of my best photos.
Oh, you did take a good photo with him.
Chilling, just chilling.
Yeah.
So yeah, just scroll down on my Instagram. You guys will see all the the disposable series that I do.
Yes. Super sick.
And yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, dude, right now I'm kind of like gearing up into like maybe doing more shows. Not shows as in just playing them, but like producing my own shows again.
Do it.
But I'm waiting after the Vegas trip, and I might go to New York.
Oh yeah.
In September. So
it takes so much work. Like there's so much that goes into it.
Well, I want to do it. I want to partner up with another crew. And do it that way. And then it's less work for both parties involved,
yeah, it is. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're going half-seas on a lot of things.
Good.
And it just, to have a group of people, everyone putting their part in, it's just, it makes everything so easy. And everyone gets along so well when you pick the right people for it, Yeah.
I think that's, you hit it on the head when you pick the right people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Because everyone gets along so well.
Yeah. And that way it doesn't feel like work anymore. It feels like, oh, you're doing what you wanted to do.
With the homies. Yeah.
So I'm just we're all doing the thing that we decided to do.
Yeah.
Which, it ends up being difficult a little bit once you kind of get the ball rolling more and more.
Shout out Book of Brew.
But yeah, shout out. We're gonna be going to Fuego later tonight.
Hell yeah.
We're about to go to Sunnyvale. And
I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Okay, so have you ever been to a function?
I have been to a function.
Where?
What do you mean?
Every time I ask people, they say, no, what's a function? And I'm like, excuse me?
Do you mean
Like literally called a function.
Well,
back in the day.
Well, here's my thing, right? There's kickbacks that turn into functions.
Yes.
And then there's functions
that turn into kickbacks?
That turn into kickbacks.
Yes.
So, my question to you, was I invited to a function that was supposed to be cracking from day one? Mm-hmm. Or was I invited to a house party that turned into a function? Because both answers are true.
Both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I've been okay. So there's real functions where it's Deltopia, right? Deltopia is in Santa Barbara. They do the whole street of Deltopia. Mm-hmm. They shut down. That's where all the frats are. That's where all the apartments are. Blah blah blah. And every big house has a function.
Yeah.
And everyone is able to go in as long as you're invited in the sense of cash, ass, grass, elk.
Yes.
Yes. If you got all that, then you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I have been to what is a function, but also I've been to kickbacks where
it just turns
all of a sudden, all of us. I've been okay. Also, we've said this already on the podcast, but I've been to house parties where let's just say no one owned that house.
Oh, I've done
and
the
then
same thing.
That became a function.
Yeah.
And then also now that house is burnt.
Oh shit.
So we've been to function.
Yeah. Y'all been to some wild function.
Yeah. It's been crazy. Yeah.
I remember telling somebody that I was like, oh yeah, we used to go to this house for New Year's Eve. I never knew whose house it was, but everyone that I knew would end up showing up there.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, the person I was talking to, they were like, oh yeah, I went to that same party. Was it the one on this street? Da 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 da. And I was like, yeah.
Because they're constantly on different floors, outside, inside.
Yes, it was 3 different floors.
Yeah.
A huge house, and just everyone I knew would go to it. And then one year, this next year that I went, I showed up and my cousin was there with one of his friends, and I was scared because my cousin's I think he's my age, maybe 2 years older, maybe a year older. But, he was hanging out with one of the other guys that I hang out with, and we would just get fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
And this cousin, his whole family is super, religious.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but if he's there, then like, who cares, right?
Well, at first, but he was hella quiet around me at first.
Yeah.
And then
he probably was even like whatever you're thinking. He's thinking that 3 times harder.
Yeah.
You know, because at him, he's like, my family is
my younger
religious.
family is here, and my family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And then I hit the blunt in front of him. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Ash?" you know.
That's usually
it was all good.
It was all good. That's usually how it happens.
But like, shit.
Yeah, I'm at that weird age with my family, right, where I'm old enough to know what the deals are doing and the aunties are bitching about, but I'm still young enough to like know what memes entertain the younger kids.
Yeah.
You know, like my youngest cousin, if that makes any sense, is 21, and I'm 26. You know, so there's some age separate, and also she's the one who's fucking gonna be a doctor, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. She's a good kid. She's a good kid, you know? That's not to say that I haven't gotten her fucked up.
Well, that's okay.
You know what I mean?
I know lots of doctors that,
dude,
like, do drugs
she's part of my, like, white side of the family. Uh-huh. Right? Because my aunt, that's her
like,
mom.
actually white?
Like, yeah, my aunt is Croatian.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, she's half white, half Mexican. And so like because of my aunt, she brings her side of the family, right? So her sister's son, who isn't my cousin, but I consider him family regardless. Me and him one time for like I think it was either a graduation or a birthday party, but we got fucked up.
He was trying at the birthday party or at the graduation?
Both. Like he was trying to like, you know, play with the big dogs, right? You know, like we do this, right?
Take another shot then.
We went out to he lives like 3 blocks away from my aunt's house, so we walked over to his house. We took like 2 dabs. He that night got sent to the hospital. I that night slept on the washer dryer at my house.
What? You know why? Because it reminds you of childhood.
No.
Just kidding.
Because I was trying to avoid my entire family that was inside.
What?
Shit.
Yeah.
Wait, so your washer dryer is outside? Like in the garage or something?
Yeah, okay. It's outside in the parking lot. And like literally like I'm out there just like I'm literally on top of it, like curled up like a cat like that's underneath a car or some shit.
Oh
like
my God.
Dude. Yeah, my literally like I don't have the video. I have my mom has the video. Maybe I'll have her send it so we can post it right here. But it's them carrying me from like, and it's just me just like passed out. And then you can hear my niece, my shout out Ali. She ever been like, what's wrong with Theo?
Oh my God. She's like, why are you carrying him like that? Stop hurting him.
Be dead, just like trying to like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Man.
You know what that reminds me of? Earlier when we were talking about like putting men in like fucked up situations, right? And I'm like, I don't do that. That's kind of bullshit actually, because I have put Jacob in fuck you. I put Jacob in so many situations where I've been like, yo babe, my friend is too drunk, can you like carry her to her bed? And he's like,
I'm not that friend
that will do that? No. You won't do that?
Did you see me? I'm not that friend.
Well, Jacob's like the big.
That's
he's
what I mean.
Tall and
I'm not that friend. Christian is that friend.
Okay.
Like that's why, like me and him, like he's the muscle. He's the muscle, and mainly the brains, and I'm just the entertainment.
Yeah,
if that makes
yeah.
sense. You know, like yeah, like he's strong, tall, and smarter than me.
Oh my
you know,
God.
and I'm just the silly goose.
I'm just a silly goose.
Yeah,
I'm a little baby.
But okay, so you had Jacob carry a friend?
Oh, multiple.
Oh,
lots of bitches. Like, I don't know. Sometimes they won't even be like a friend of mine. They'll be like a friend of a friend's, and I'm like, well, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't want to leave them here at a party.
That's what sucks about being a good person, right?
What do you mean?
Like, you always have to like, you always feel the need to like.
Oh, that's what sucks about. Yeah.
So like, yeah, that part. I've always been the one who's the first to be like,
little
fine, fuck it, stay over. Fine, fuck it. I'll Uber him. Like, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And if they don't pay me back, that's to me. I'm okay with that because at the end of the day,
that's fucked up.
Sure, but at the end of the day, like, to me, these are like little points that I have with the universe up above. You know,
karma and shit.
You know, like this, like I'll do that. You know, for the the good luck points,
yeah.
And that's also why I did a fucking community service and did all this other shit, it was like the build, because dude, like I'm not like a great human being, but like I still do good things.
He's lying. He is.
Like I try to be as good as I can, I know
community service is fun too.
No, it's so much fun. But it's also like when I did it, it was high school. I wasn't able to like work fully, right? So I did
it because my sister was like, she was in the little thing. It was called Envision, and they would help like single mothers that were unhoused and stuff, and we would watch the younger kids, and I would go to watch my sister, and these bitches there though, they were. They were so fucked up sometimes because I brought Jacob in and I was like, cool, we could do this together because we never get to hang out,
Right.
Which we were like hanging out all the time. We were fucking attached to the hip in high school and now. But like, we're over there helping, and I don't know, the girls there were our age and they were just like stupid and jealous, because we would be like lapping around with the kids, like running around with them, and they'd be like, this fucking bitch here with her boyfriend taking advantage of it. So like they would make it to where we would do everything just like them. But we weren't allowed to go to the fucking field trips like Monterey Bay and stuff like that. They'd be like, oh, no, we don't have room for you. And then, like, there was specific girls that I saw that I helped there that were there for, like, months, because I was there for at least 6 months. And there's this little girl that was like, oh, my God, I love you. Like, these little kids, like, we were there with them every day.
Right.
She was like, they didn't have anybody to watch me at the aquarium the other day. Why didn't you go with us? And I was just like, fuck these bitches.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get shit on for being a good person.
No, for sure. Because like sometimes with anything you do, right, whether that be with good intentions or bad intentions, right, people are watching.
Oh yeah.
And people are taking notes, right? And then depending on how people like
portray
it, right? Exactly. Like they either will talk shit about you or give you praise. But regardless, like the action that you did was something that came with like a good intention for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Like you decided that, whether that is a good intention or not, right? Because like we mentioned last time, right, with the girl and everything, like I came with it with the selfish intention of like I need to save my own ass.
Yeah.
But you were like, oh well, at least you stayed with her, and I was like, well, like yes. Yeah. But also like me, which is so stupid. It's such a guy like selfish mentality.
Well, you still have to cover your ass though in a lot of situations because there's so many people that are like, she's probably being selfish in the situation too.
Yeah, I mean,
in certain ways, like in no way am I saying like how she acted was like any bad way, but I'm just saying like. Women in situations like that can be selfish when the way they act because they're not thinking of how they make someone else feel.
For sure. Yeah, and that's the one thing that I'm really trying to like kind of like know and gather information on with like interviewing people and everything is just like where does the intention go from servicing others to servicing myself, because those lines blur a lot of the times, right? As DJs, I'm servicing myself DJing and getting these gigs, right, and like showing off and like doing all these things, right, but like also I'm also like in my head twisting it and being like, no, but I'm creating a moment for the dance floor and the people and all this other shit, blah blah blah. But it's like
welcome
we all
to Danny's sociology project.
This is most artists in general. This is most artists, but also I'm just the only one who's like willing to say it out loud.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's so true.
Like I was looking back at my Instagram and there's this one post. It's like a Frida Kahlo photo, and she has like this metal like gurney on, like to help her out when she broke her back, right? And this is during all that shit and blah 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 and X Y and Z. But it was like this whole thing of like you being broken physically and or emotionally, mentally, whatever it is, but like also being the person who has to stand up straight and being the person who's like show face, right?
You still have to get your shit done.
You like, still have to do it because no one else is going to do it, right? In the background there's like schools, there's this going on, there's children, blah blah blah. And that's what the painting is trying to say. Frida Kahlo, honestly, on a scale from 1 to 10, artistically 7. But meaning behind it, right? Meaning she's a solid fucking 10 out of 10. You know?
Have you seen any of her pieces?
In live? Yeah, of course. I've been to SF Moment.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
I went to see at the Pompidou. This is actually kind of sad that. So I went to the Pompidou when I was in France studying abroad, and
Huh?
What?
I was like, flex.
So, no, because I was so pissed. Like, I was hella pregnant when I got there, and they didn't want to let me in. They were like, "Oh yeah, you have a ticket, but how old are you?" And
But
I was like, "Bitch."
You have a ticket, but he doesn't.
No, Jacob had a ticket, but I didn't. So I did have one, but they were like, "It's expired now."
Damn.
It was fucked. They were like, "Cause how old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 29." And I was gonna say 25. I wish, but he was like, "Oh well, you have to be 28 for this." And I was like, "Well, I just turned 29." They're like, "No," and he like looked me up and down. It was because I was pregnant. He didn't want to let me in on like a student pass. Yeah. I was like, whatever. So I get there and I'm thinking like, "Oh, this is gonna be like hella cool. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be like similar to like how freaked out everyone is about the Mona Lisa." Which the Mona Lisa is probably like this
Dude,
big.
the Mona Lisa is mid as fuck. Also, fun little history tidbit. Sorry to like cut you off a little bit.
Go.
But the Mona Lisa, honestly, is only cool, right? Because it was stolen during World War II.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they got it back. And all these tabloids back in the day, all these like media outlets were like, we got our girl back.
Yeah.
And they made it seem like this was like,
It was so
the
sacred,
France's like treasure and yada 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 and blah blah blah. So now all you suckers are rolling into the Louvre trying to see the fucking Mona Lisa, and it's a mid-ass fucking painting.
Straight up.
Honestly, also, word on the street, was one of the first like kind of like porn stars, right?
Yeah, I did
because
hear
she was
that,
a model, but also she did like nude things that like blah 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 that were kind of like smaller things. Damn. That and all this other shit. So yeah, fuck the Mona Lisa, dude.
Well, has anybody fucking gone around the corner from the Mona Lisa? Literally,
I haven't been
Mona
to France.
Lisa. Okay, well, you can see it online. They have a website.
Yeah. I've been to Posh Bagels.
On the opposite side of the Mona Lisa is this beautiful, extravagant painting. And any of the fucking Da Vinci paintings are just phenomenal. There's some crazy ass shit in the Louvre, like crazy shit. But it's just in the Mona Lisa room, because it's a huge room, and there's this huge line. You're not even supposed to take a fucking picture next to it.
When I went to New York, and went to the New York MoMA out there, I forgot what painting it was exactly. It might have been Starry Night, actually.
Okay. Van Gogh,
right? And I think it was Starry Night, but like literally hella like fucking randoms were out there, fucking everyone's with their phone up, scooting up and all this shit.
You can see it
and I'm just
on
like,
the internet.
And then my thing was just like, dude, like, I was also by myself tripping balls. Shout out New York. But like
shrooms or what?
on shrooms. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the best time to go.
And I was just like, I was literally like, I was at the museum for 4 hours and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I was just going up and down, just looking at shit, like low-key touching shit when I shouldn't have been, just like really like staring at shit. And then at one point the security guard looks at me and he's like, "Hey, you can't have your backpack like behind you.
It has to be in front of you."
Right.
Yes.
So I had it to the side of me, or like he said that shit and I started like tilting it back and I almost knocked over maybe like this like 16th century fucking statue or something, and I'm just like, oh my bad, and like
he's
trying
gonna
to
deck you. He's about ready to fucking.
He's about to tackle me and shit. I was about to be arrested for like on like fucking I don't know like war crimes.
Vandalism and war crimes.
Is that why they have you move your basket so you don't knock stuff over?
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, you
and they're afraid
scaring
people
me.
are gonna steal things. But I was like, it's in front of me. Like, isn't that easier for you to steal shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't want you to knock to people and shit like that. And
but no, honestly, museums are really dope. Like, honestly, art in general, right? This is really corny, but art is so cool,
It is,
and like,
it makes you think differently. And I think that I didn't understand that until I took those classes when I was in France, because like, it was like a humanities class and an English class, but we did way more than that in those classes. Like, they really had us sit there and think about them, and the fact that we would go back to our class downtown and like, everyone would give their take on it, then I was like, wow, like there's not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takes on these art projects. There's like so many different things that people could say.
And that's the one thing with me, right? History has been always and will forever be my favorite subject.
Hell yeah.
Because history, unlike math, unlike science, unlike even sometimes English, there isn't it's a perspective thing, right? So that's why like we posted a little like a clip where I was like, I want to see the Japanese perspective on the atomic bomb. I forgot the Japanese were kind of the bad guys.
Dude.
They were kind of like not cool. I forgot about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I forgot, blah, blah, blah. They're not cool. But also, just because they're not amazing people, the same way that we fantasized and hyperbolized the life of like Pablo Escobar and Narcos.
Yeah.
And we kind of glorify this lifestyle.
Or like in real life or whatever.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like those stories are just as negative or just as impactful as what the Japanese did. But that's not to say that there wasn't bad shit that happened to them.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, we nuked them twice, and then we got Hello Kitty out of it. We demasculated the fuck out of this entire country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were like, kamikaze, I'm going to die for mine until the end of the war. And then all of a sudden, they fucking started drawing cartoons. Because, like they were like, dude, like,
I love
this whole...
like,
but, like, isn't it, like, that's what I really wanted to bring up with the Yu-Gi-Oh guys, but I was like, this is probably not the crowd. Like, you guys are really admired by all this shit. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, but, I mean, honestly, you got, like manga and all this other shit and, like, anime, and I'm like, that's just, like, a weird psychology into men. Because it gives them an opportunity to give them story for their pain, their anger, their sexuality, their demons, their this, their that, and that was the Japanese perspective of like writing their diaries.
Yeah.
And like maybe that's like a hot take, maybe, but also it's just like that's how I see it.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Actually,
right.
I never thought about it that way.
With Hispanics and Mexicans in particular. A lot of it comes from the music, right? So, like, right now, like, corridos and all this other stuff is, like, having this huge influx in popularity, right? But that's only because there's these Mexican-American kids who want to feel Mexican, but also are about that gang life. So they need that, like, they're like, oh, like, someone singing, not necessarily rapping, but singing about riding around with their chopper, blah, 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 about to sell this sack, you know? And like that's what they need. They need someone like what Future was. Future in 2014 to 16 was so impactful because he was singing like the R&B that most of us were into, but also talking about like drug abuse, sexual activities, and like that gang lifestyle that we all were like dreaming to be a part of in a way. But yeah, like
you've enlightened me.
Yeah, it's great.
You learn
and that's
something
also,
new every day.
but that's also like maybe like my perspective on it, right? You know, like that's maybe like how I see it, but also
no, but it makes so much sense.
But also I know, if I know anything about myself, is I know that like when I feel some way, I know that my homies who don't think the way that I think or speak, they feel it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, dude, yeah, actually.
Yeah, because some people aren't able to convey it the way you are, or some people aren't open enough to like have that kind of.
I've always been that homie. I've always been the one who's like hangs out with norteños and shit, and I'm like, but like, how do you? I'm like,
how do you feel about this?
I'm like, I know the crimes that we just committed, but like, I'm like, dog, I'm stressing. Like, I'm just like, yo, how's everyone else doing? You know, like, dude, my heart's about to jump out.
My God,
like, you know, I'm hiding from the cops and all this shit. I'm
a
underneath the car. Down. Like, I'm underneath it. Yeah, I'm the
How
first.
How many times have you done that?
Cry? Oh,
no. Okay, listen. Yes. No, like. Did you ever race cars? That made me think of something.
Dude, I used to race cars, sell drugs.
I like the runs.
Fucking yeah. I used to live a lifestyle that you shouldn't live a lifestyle of. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
so you've been around the block.
Oh, dude, I was about it. I was about it. Because, like, dude, my thing was just like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. They're gonna get in trouble. Look at how I dress. Look at how they dress. I was with the wrong crowd. They are the wrong crowd.
Oh my God.
So that's the way that I always lived my life.
Yeah.
It was just like, I speak the way that I speak because I don't want to be intertwined with the people that I hang out with.
Okay.
So like that, the same way that like when I was talking about like sleeping over at my friend's house on Friday, but being picked up by the guy at church, it was just like that's a way of covering my ass and making sure that everyone making sure that everyone is happy and whatever image they have of me is being taken care of.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's like crazy.
Yeah.
That's like a crazy way of like thinking and going about life.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah, that's
Let me go back to the Frida thing.
Oh yeah. Fuck Frida. What?
Fuck you. It was like this big.
Yeah.
The Frida picture, and it was like tucked away in like a corner, and I feel like that's fucked up.
Sure. But was it her exhibit? Or was she just there?
She's
a featured act.
Yeah.
She's a
featured act. But it's been there for years.
Well, then she's just, you know.
Oh, but it was so
also,
weird.
Fuck museums. Dude, fuck museums.
Fuck museums, but they're cool. They're so cool. Fucking.
Nah, because most museums, they steal all their art, blah, blah, blah.
It's donated.
The Smithsonian, first off, fuck the Smithsonian. Fuck you guys. You guys are out here stealing a bunch of like artifacts and everything else, and then you guys are hiding it from the public and everything because you know that that's gonna change the way that we kind of dictated history and everything. Like saying that the pyramids are so like a certain year old, but knowing that it's not is only because we don't want to rewrite history, you know, and all this other stuff.
Oh my god, everyone hates the thought of everyone hates the thought of fucking rewriting history.
Right,
they get
right.
so
because
like
with the whole rewriting history thing, like I've read on slavery enough to know that there was also Mexicans, there was also Asians, there was also white people who were enslaved during all this time, but nobody wants to talk about that because it doesn't flow with the song. You know? It doesn't flow with all this other shit. You know, if we give you all of the information, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. It doesn't. It was just like, these are just events that happened.
So you like history so much,
love history.
Right? And you're speaking about things like this. Is that the reason why you feel like you're so blunt? Because I'm very blunt. And I feel like I come off so blunt to a lot of people that, like, a lot of girls are like, I don't know if I want to be your friend because I don't give a shit. I'll be like, what the fuck did you say that for? Like, why are you cheating on your boyfriend? Like, why are you going to, you know, I will say something to you because I will say what I think is not right. And I just think that I got that from my grandma. And I feel like history, you don't want to fucking repeat it again. And these people that repeat it are the people that don't fucking like history and don't like to be knowledgeable about things like that. Do you feel like it has anything to do with it for you?
No, for sure. But also on that other, like, you know how like every action has a reaction. So like as blunt as I am, right? Sometimes I think like I really do analyze a room. Like I psychoanalyze a lot. So sometimes I'm like, I'll say something and someone will agree on a joke where I'll be like, Republicans, you know,
Dude.
And they'll agree on it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean for you to, you know, I didn't mean it for you to react in a positive way. I was saying it so I obviously am making light of it to make myself look like a jackass. Yeah. Because this is a fucked up thing, but you're agreeing on it, so now I'm like, oh no, I'm not racist. Like I like Asians, you know, like, you know, like whatever, you know, and it's just like, no, like that's not what I meant. So like in that sense, like I do have that like source of like responsibility and stuff, but at the same time, I know that I'm making more people uncomfortable, in the sense of like I'm making them think of things and topics that they don't want to think about. Yeah. You know, like I do like thinking about race. I do like thinking about social class. I do like thinking about economic class. All those things are different things, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to one thing, right? And that's the real conversation that people don't want to have. Like racism is the entry level of this. Right? Like, it's easy. We know we're brown. We know they're black. We know they're Asian. We know they're white. Yep. That's easy. But and then all of a sudden you're like, middle class. But what's middle class? Are you able to pay rent that's over $2,000? That's, to me, is middle class. But to some people, it's like, oh, do you have a house? Even if you're paying for it or not. But if you have an apartment, you're lower class. But it's like, no, I live in Mountain View. You live in East Palo Alto. What are you talking about?
See, I don't see it that way. I see it more like the amount of money that people make and how they spend it.
Nah, because like to me that to me boils down to like I'm trying to find out a different way of saying it, but like hood rich. Okay. Hood rich. Being hood rich is different from being economically stable.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Hood rich, you'll be able to live in where you're at for plenty of years. Maybe even own the house.
Yeah.
But being economically stable means you own your house plus also multiple properties.
Multiple dwelling units.
Yeah. So it's just like things like that where people don't want to like, I don't know, like, well, I know I'm dirt poor because the only land I own is in Mexico. Mm-hmm. But I know
you own land though.
But I can say that, right? That's where the hood mentality of me being like, bitch, like you don't even know about my terrenos, like fuck you, like you know what I mean, like all this shit, and like, but that's still just dumb immigrant me, right? The same way that our parents thought, we're just like, just wait until I fix up the house, just wait until I fix up that land over there, and all this shit, and it's just like that's what that aspect is, But yeah, being like here in the U.S., it's different where it's like sometimes people look at whether you have Gucci, whether you are driving a Mercedes, whether you have a certain job, that determines your economic class. But that doesn't determine anything if you don't know how to like manage it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like how much money you have versus how you manage it. How you spend it, you know, like...
Damn, that was very long-winded to get to.
But, like, you can spend your money a certain way. Like, I know a lot of friends that, like, make decent money, have, like, a decent apartment, but, like, they spend the shit out of their money. They have, like,
but that's like hood rich, right? That's, like, hood rich, right?
I'm walking around with my Gucci, Like, I have fucking Gucci shoes, what the fuck ever, but I got them in France when they were cheaper over there, you know? Like
that's where they're made, right?
Yeah, blah, blah, so they're like $300 cheaper than they would be down here. And I'm, like, not even trying to spend that over here.
Right.
Like, I do that very seldom. Mm-hmm. But then I have friends that have, like, all kinds of different pairs of Gucci shoes, Louis Vuittons, that they didn't get at the thrift store, you know? Like, all this other stuff, and then you're, like, you rent a room, right? And you're wondering why you can't, you know, pay for a house. Like, you can't save to buy a house.
All right, hold up. Before that, let me go pee real quick, and I have a rebuttal. What were we just talking about? Oh. What the fuck? Okay. So, like, what we were just talking about, right? With you were saying how girls kind of respond to, or how I took it, right? Where you were talking about your friends and how they manage money.
Oh, yes.
Right? To me, the way I hear it, right, is like, your friends are girls. Not necessarily guys, right?
No. Guys, too.
Oh, okay. Because, like, with me, like, the way that I thought about it when we were talking about it was, like, guys buy a lot of toys and gadgets.
Yes.
But girls buy a lot of, like,
stupid-ass bags.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which is the two dynamics of it, right? Where, like, sometimes guys will go with, like, tools and this and that will be, you know, that is, like, a long-lasting thing.
Yeah.
But girls will cop $120 worth of makeup at Sephora.
I'll spend $50 at the dollar store.
Whatever it is. But $50 at the dollar store is insane.
Hey, but like, sponsor us.
Dollar store, Dollar Tree, fucking 99 cents. Fuck, dude, hit me up, dude.
Hell
yeah, broke boys, let's go. But no, I think that's the difference between how people kind of view it, right? Like, I think millennials or people our age, we buy toys and gadgets more so than anything else, guys. Mm-hmm. And then girls are very into the name brand thing. Mm-hmm. Which is why, like, I think this whole, like, sugar baby, sugar daddy mentality has been such a thing. Yeah. Where, like, it's kind of like, it's weird, right? It's weird. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I subscribe OnlyFans. Don't get me wrong. I'm a culprit of all this shit. But also, that's because, like, you almost kind of feel like you need to do. It's like part of social normalcy. But yeah, like, that's why, I'm super interested in having that girl from OnlyFans come in. Because I want you on here because, like, I'm going to be like, I'm gonna be asking some catery shit. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like,
is this okay?
yeah. And then just like, as long as there's a female here, you know, I feel like it's okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm not asking to be creepy. I'm asking to be like informative.
See,
I'm fucking,
you know what?
like I'm, you know.
I feel like I could ask some worse shit.
see, that'd be good though, because
yeah.
be a little,
He's all,
a little less
It's like,
guard up.
yeah, it's fucking, it's, you know, that, like, I don't know, just like, life is crazy. You
It's
know?
wild.
It's
Life is
wild. There's a
wild.
lot of different fractions. There's a bunch of different aspects. There's a bunch of different ways of looking at it. And some of us are like money hungry. Some of us are like fame hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are like, I need to show my art.
Yeah.
Like the art is the important thing. And some of us are just like, I'm just trying to get by.
yeah.
Right?
I'm just trying to buy a house in the Silicon Valley.
Good fucking luck. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe so, you know, we can make that shit happen. Because without you guys, there is no money coming in.
Shit.
But
Thank you guys. Then.
yeah, make sure, dude, like, comment, subscribe. We fucking love you guys. But yeah, no, okay. So with the aspect of, okay, I don't know why my mind went this way, but like with the aspect of like how guys and girls kind of spend money, cheating.
Okay.
What do you think is the different aspects of cheating between guys and girls? Because to me, I have an answer.
You have an answer.
I have an answer.
I'm very curious to hear what that is.
So,
but-
like with me, like girls cheat emotionally.
Men do too. I read lots of Reddit posts, man.
Sure, I think guys within the last 2 to 3 years, for sure.
Yes.
But guys,
Machismo men. But,
history-wise, it's physical. It's
Uh-huh.
like, who gives a fuck? Yes, it's the bitch from work, and maybe that's my work wife, but your work husband texts you good morning. Mine doesn't.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is some weirdo shit that girls do. Because guys don't really do that. Like, to us, it's just like, stop annoying me. Like, I gave you the dick, and that was it. You know, but like, for real. Like, and that's just how it is. Like,
He's gonna have to make a compilation of me being like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like okay, with you were kind of saying that you see both sides, I guess. So like, how would you explain?
No,
that?
cheating to me is like fucking cheating. Like kissing is cheating emotionally. If you're having these conversations and talking about your significant other to another man and explaining how like you don't like these things that he's doing, that's fucking cheating, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's cheating because why are you putting his name and someone else's, like in a conversation with somebody else? That guy is opening himself up to you because he has some ulterior motive. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, I fucking want to hear all you have to say. It's like, oh yeah, she's going to fucking break up with him soon, or I'm going to break her and we're going to fuck. Like, that's all that is.
Right. No, yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like that's always all it is.
For sure.
So I think you can have an emotional relationship with somebody, and that's totally cheating. But like, you know, like as I was saying before, it just depends on like the relationship and how open you are to things. Like I know in my relationship, I am not sharing my man emotionally or physically any way at all with any other bitch.
Right.
And he feels the same way about it, and I think the fact that we're on the same page with that it helps us in our relationship,
For
right?
sure.
Because like we know where we're going, and the fact that like you know, when you're a DJ, like all these girls go up to you, right?
Yeah,
and
shout out to all the groupies.
Hey.
We love you.
I'm gonna say that too, because I'll stand there and I'll be dancing. I don't care. Go up and say hi to him. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. But like I know that he's coming home to me tonight, and I know that he's probably like, yeah, you want that song? I don't have it. Bye. You know,
Yeah.
So I think that it really depends on the relationship and like the communication that you have with your partner in that situation.
Yeah.
I just know how it is for mine.
I just think I and maybe this is 100% me being jaded on relationships and everything, and kind of how I view everything. Relationships used to be very just me and you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's very just like, what is everyone else doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how open am I supposed to be? You know, like, sure, he can have a girlfriend, you know, because that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be PC, and everyone's supposed to be, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I don't like personally, because it's like, no, bitch, like, I have my feelings. I have my boundaries. I have my, you know, but, like, just because society-wise, like, we're supposed to pretend, like, cheating doesn't happen, or, like, blah, 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 like, emotional, physical, or whatever.
That's
you know,
the fucked up things about, like, getting into middle school and having all these, like, fads, you know, like, where there's just a certain way that people are like, oh, well, this is cool if you're like this, and then you think, like, I have to be this way for everyone to like me, and then you get older and you're in high school and you're like, wait a second, like, why did I ever fucking do that? That was so stupid. And you regret so many things because you want to copy or just, like, fit in with the cool crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing about you and I think, is that, like, I guess we don't really give a fuck.
Sure, but also earlier me was very, like, the machismo, like, I'm supposed to fuck. Like, this is how I get points.
Well,
you know?
shit.
But that's how I was.
You learned, though.
Right. But now but, like, as of late, like, I've been this very reformed human being. Mm-hmm. But also it's not to say that I don't still think the same way. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still fuck and I'm still out here. You know what I mean? But
I still fuck too.
but the difference
But
the difference between me and you, like the difference between me and you saying that statement is, like, you have yours, I'm out here, right?
Yeah.
But also, like,
you're finding yours.
But also, like, I'm supposed to say it like, oh no, I'm out here. I'm out. You know, like, that's how I'm supposed to say it. Yeah. Versus, like, you're just like, I have mine, and that's it. And that's all you have to say. And, like, everyone kind of understands it.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone respects it. And it's almost, like, like, to me, like, talking about sex and all these other things with people who are in relationships kind of gets kind of, like, weird. Because they don't know what's acceptable to talk about within their own relationship. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's where I think it's the weird part of this whole, like, communication within, like, everyone, and, like, just everyone, right?
Yeah. I think it's okay to be open with people about your relationship.
I think so too.
And, like,
I think the more open you are, the more you're willing to understand. But the more open you are, the more
you could be hurting your own relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, because people are always going to be judging you no matter what.
Because, I mean, if we're going to be completely honest, like, I don't know. I talked about having relationships with someone else.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know how my ex is going to act about it or feel about it. But, like, I still said it on a public forum. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I just said it out loud. But I don't know how she's going to react to it. To me, I'm just like, we're broken up, but at the same time, like, I still care.
You still care about her feelings.
Right.
As you should.
And it's like, it's one of those things where at what point can you start being yourself? Or at what point do you detach yourself from another person? Or at what point do you start thinking about yourself as an individual?
Yeah.
You know, post-breakup or during relationship. Because during relationship, a lot of the times it's like, you guys are a unit, and you guys are a unit.
That's okay.
But you're supposed to be your own individual
You need to be yourself,
right? So, like, that's the confusing part for me.
Mm-hmm.
As of late.
You have to have your own fucking friends.
Like I said, dude, I need a very long leash. I need a long leash because, like, dude, I'm not going to text you every day. I'm going to text you good morning. I'm going to text you when I'm on my lunch. I'm going to call you when I'm off. But then after that, don't expect too much. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm going to check in and I'm going to make sure that, like, you are on, like, you are my, like, on the forefront of my mind. But I'm not going to, I don't have to necessarily entertain that. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I understand what you mean about that by, like, you don't want it to be like a high school relationship where you're consistently having to entertain somebody. Right. But also you really have, in a relationship, you really have to think about their love language and the way they need to feel love and they need to feel it from you. Like, you're trying in a certain way because, I get it. Like, people could be very selfish in that sense where it's like, I can't do this for you. But like we were talking in the last episode, you have to compromise in a relationship and you have to, like, coexist, right? Like, and again, on the other side, like, he, whatever, they have to understand that, like, you can't do these things all the time.
Right.
With, like, Jacob, like, him and Idnas went off, and they went like, I don't know, like 9 hours away or something like that to go DJ somewhere. And I couldn't expect him to fucking text me all day long like we usually text when we're at work. And I'm just like, you'll never fucking understand what just happened. You know, like, I'm not going to expect him to do that. And I think that comes with, like, depending on, like, the career choices you take, or, like, you know, like, because Jacob's also an MRI tech in Morgan Hill, and, like, I expect him to text me, and when I text him, I'm like, what the fuck was this? Like, someone just sent me that, you know, like, because we're best friends in that way, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many different cases and different, like, ways to think about things and different kinds of relationships. It's so hard to, like, categorize everything in one, like,
that's
yes
true.
or no,
yeah.
right?
I mean, I guess, thankfully, I guess that's why we have a podcast, right? To keep having these conversations.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, like, the only way we will figure something out, right, is if we have conversations, even if that means it's 6 different factions of it, right? Whether that be like as an individual, us as a couple, us together, but also individual, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. Like, there's so many different things of, like, how am I supposed to act with my friends and what I should tell my friends, right? Like, even when you're in a relationship and you're with your boys, your girls, or whatever, you should still have some sort of, like, respect and remorse for yourself and your relationship, to not be like, fuck him, fuck her,
dude,
you know what I mean? It's just like, because at that point, your boys, your girls are gonna, they're on your team. They're just gonna keep spoon feeding and be like, he's not worth it. They're like, fuck that, girl. You deserve so much better. You deserve someone who's gonna treat you this, listen to you, and actually gonna, like, respect your boundaries.
Even though a lot of the time we don't hear both sides of the story.
Yeah,
you know,
we normally.
But I'll admit, like, I'm not really that bitch. Sometimes I'll know both people, and I'll be like, hey, like, I get it.
I love both sides.
I need to hear both sides.
Yeah.
And it's not like the drama about it. It's like, I know that you're, like, having a hard time with this person right now, but like, they also have feelings, and you saying this about them, I'm sure if they knew you said things like this, like, it's not gonna make them feel good.
I'm the type of person. I've hung out with people who are broken up, right? And I've hung out with them individually.
Yeah, me too.
And I've never once brought up their significant other.
They always
even if I was with them the night before.
Yeah.
And that's happened. Where I'm like, I was just with your boyfriend, your ex.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna bring that up to you, because how does that benefit our relationship?
It really fucking doesn't.
And, like, how is that gonna benefit this moment? How is that gonna benefit like the night going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that, like, for what? For
we're just
you,
friends trying to have fun.
For, like, you, like, for what? Yeah. All it's gonna do is just, you're gonna be in your head and be like, oh, well, what did he say? Was he with this girl? Was he with this person? Like, da da da.
That's what I get, though. Like,
why?
But
why
they
are we
haven't
doing
asked
that?
you questions like that, because I've hung out with them, and, like, one of them is like, oh, well, how were they the last time we saw them? Like, what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, he was sleeping with that girl, wasn't he? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we didn't talk about that, but come on.
Yeah, I hate the fact that
put you in the middle.
I'm so intrigued by knowing just information in general, whether that be aliens, relationships, family, gossip, whatever the fuck. I'm so intrigued of just knowing, but my thing is, like, informing others. I don't know when to stop informing. That's the part where I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I shouldn't, like, I was with your ex, and yeah, he was with Shorty, but, like, I'm not gonna tell you that, because, like, what the fuck, you know? Like, because then all of a sudden now I'm the guy.
You're the bad guy that
I'm the guy who's like, I'm the guy who's, like, supposed to, like, keep you guys informed. And blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
like,
I hate
that's
being
corny
that
to me.
person. But I'm also that person that'll, like, speak up and be like, actually, you know, like, I get it. I get that you're really mad at this person, but, like, they're not doing those things to you now. Yeah. And, like, I don't think it's right that you did this, this, and this. So I think you guys are both at fault right now. And, like, I just want to be both of your friends.
Yeah, that's my thing. I want everyone to be happy, and that's, like,
the bitch for
you know? And, yeah, I end up, like, personally, and it seems like you as well, we're, like, we end up being the bad person, but trying to play both sides. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now we're the corny person who's in between, trying to be, like, cool with this person, but also like it's shady that you didn't tell this person right away and and all this shit. And it's like, well, bitch, also like maybe you shouldn't trust this person. Like you picked this person. I just so happen to be involved. I didn't do anything. You picked this person.
That's true.
You know, and like you're
years later they realize that.
Right.
You know?
Right. But like that shouldn't be on us, right? Or like people like us who like are kind of like trying to make sure that both parties are okay. Because at the end of the day, that's the end of it.
Is that like us people pleasers?
Yeah, dude. I'm
out
fucking
I don't like to think about
that.
Again,
dude.
Speaking of servicing.
Yeah, dude. Fuck whack-a-mole. I'm just out here just.
Oh my god.
Dude, nah, for real though. It's sad in some ways, but also I'm okay with that because I would much rather have people think and know that I'm trying for them, not necessarily for me.
But I feel like it's so different to be a people pleaser because I know people that are people pleasers and they just like spit shit out their ass, like trying to be like make everyone happy.
No. I don't like people who use information they know in order to gain more information.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
It's just like I know people who will be like, oh, girl, like, I don't know if you know this, but like they're kind of doing the same thing over there, and like I don't know if you know this, but like homegirl's cheating on him, and like and like all this shit, and like and it's like, bitch, that wasn't information that needed to be said at all.
No, but that's the kind of shit me and my sister and my cousin be talking about.
And this has been another episode of the George.Daniel Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys tune in next week. Next week is going to be a hot one. It's going to be fun as fuck. Hopefully we have you back on. But yeah, outside of that, you guys can find me at George.Daniel __. All the Meraki stuff at Meraki.events. Meraki.Bay Area.
And then Meraki.events.
Yeah. I keep getting it wrong. But also, shout out to Liquid Death. You guys can make sure you guys can grab that at www.liquiddeath.com. Your local convenience store, 7-Eleven.
Safeway.
All that good jazz.
And Shoreline has it.
Yeah, literally everywhere. But outside of that, do you want to give out your socials?
At It's Ashely, that's me, with 3 E's.
Hell yeah. And then do you guys have any events coming up at all?
Actually, tonight, right, we have the top floor at Fuego. Every Thursday they're doing high temp events, and that is with Delaney, Han, and Ednas. We also have, on the 26th of August, we have Pura, which is the jungle, and we got like a secret lineup for that, which is going to be super dope.
I'm not on it.
Oh my god!
Just throwing it. Sorry, you were saying?
But it's gonna be super dope. I'm sure you guys know some of the people that are gonna be on it because they're badass. But that's with the Book of Groove, and the food there is fire, and it's a really fun time. It's like right around the corner from here. So
hell yeah! Shout out. Matt, do you want to shout out your podcast?
At High Times with Matt. I'm gonna try to do weekly now. I'm gonna see how it goes. So
hell yeah!
I'm gonna do it like Monday drops, I think. So we'll start doing that. But yeah, otherwise, at Matthew.Taub if you guys want to just do some podcast shit.
Dude,
hit me up.
Pull up, shout out. We love you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. But outside of that, peace. We love you guys, and drive safe.
Bye.
Bye.